Hey y'all, listen, it's Saturday. It's Saturday. I done ran all my errands. I done cleaned up. I started to pack a little bit, and I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and do a little live. I said, why don't we get together with the people and have some fun on this Saturday night? Okay, it's ladies' night. Yes, it is. It's ladies' night, and we got the ladies are on the docket. We got stuff to talk about. Yes, we do. We got to talk about JLO. Unfortunately, 2024 seems to not be her year, right? She has divorce looming over her head, which is pretty sad. You know, as ladies, we really go through it. And a man breaks up, he gets divorced. You know, it's not as well, I don't want to say it's not as devastating, but you know, we go through, we get judged. A man could get married 13 times, have 300 kids, been with 500 ladies. It's no big deal. If you dare be a woman that has more than one baby daddy, you getting a side eye. If you are dare be the woman like JLo that got married several times, everybody wants to give you the side eye. And then people love to say, well, what, it got to be her. What's wrong with her? How about ain't nothing wrong with us? How about it's these men like Ice-T that don't have their hair screwed on straight? Then if JLo wasn't having a bad enough year, didn't they talk about, because that darn Rodney, yeah, that little Rod, that lawsuit against Diddy. Little Rod ran his whole mouth. He was sitting there taking notes and taking them twice. Yeah, he was like, oh, they over there spiking the drinks. Oh, Diddy said that he pow people got away with it. He was like, oh, he said he slapped this one. Oh, I was there when that thing happened in the bathroom, and I saved the guy, took him downstairs in the ambulance and stopped the bleeding myself. He took all these notes. And then in the notes he took, he named JLo. JLo was minding her business. She done been married 17 times since Diddy. Minding her business. And because little Ronnie won $30 million, he pulled out everything out his bag. He told the lawyer, put this in there, put that in there, put this in the lawsuit. Dude, stay focused. You ain't got to say my name. And now because little Ronnie said her name, she might be subpoenaed for this grand jury they're convenient to talk about that night when she was with Diddy and a pow happened. JLo got too much going on. A husband that don't want her. None of y'all want to buy her concert tickets. Now Vegas is saying we don't want you either. Did y'all support her movie on Netflix? I watched it. It's called Atlas. Did y'all watch it? Support your fellow sister. Support JLo. She's going through it right now. And the worst, you know, this year would end very badly for her if she get a call from the FBI, the New York Police Department, or whomever to say we need you to testify. That's going to be devastating. That's all she needs. Talking about your past coming back to haunt you. Well, she dug up in the past because she done banged from the past, and now because of little Rodney, that whole thing that she thought she put behind her with Diddy is coming to haunt her. Yeah, it is. So she's on the docket for ladies' night. Then we're going to talk about Halle Berry. You know, Halle Berry wasn't lucky in love either. She's paying darn near all her exes either child support or spousal support. You know, ladies, just when we make a come up, when we make a little bit of change, here we got some needy man coming, dropping his seed in us, and then wanting $30,000 a month. And the only reason why you want to share custody is so you can get my money. I'm sorry. Let me tell you this right here, right now. If I was in a situation where I was making a whole bunch of money, I'm not dating a guy that don't have no money. That's a point blank in a period. I'm not gonna do a what do they call that check? I'm gonna do a financial check, do a whole background check on you. I'm gonna run your credit like you're getting a job. Sign right here. Until I get your credit report back, we're not going to lunch. Not going to lunch. Let me run your credit. Do you like to pay people back? If you owe a bill, pay a bill. Make a payment plan, do something, but I'm running a credit check. Because what we're not fitting to do is something happen, go down, you drop your seat on me, and now you want to sue me for child support, and I got to pay for you to have some place to live. Not going to happen. Yeah, you better ask Sherry Shepherd and Mary J. Blige. I'm not doing it. I'm out here working hard, and as soon as I get my check, not only do they take out taxes, they taking out money to give to you. No. I be celibate first, like Lenny Kravitz. Not giving you my money. But we got Halle Berry on the docket because she said after the pandemic, she just started, she drinks during the day. It is what it is. She said it's about her right now. She said it's okay. So she approves day drinking. She has her favorite wine. She said it has very little alcohol in it, not a whole lot of sugar. And she liked to sip. She says she's doing her right now. Sipping on her wine. We're going to talk about Halle Berry, okay? Because it's ladies' night. And then we're going to talk about Nicki Minaj. Can I say this, y'all? Can we have a talk for 1 minute? Every situation you experience as a brown or black person is not necessarily racism. I'm not saying this, I ain't saying it ain't. I'm just saying that every single thing is not racism. If you are in the supermarket and you put some items in your pocketbook that you did not pay for, and you go to walk out the door, and as you walk out the door, they stop you and say, hey, hold on, can we look at your bag? And you like, why? Because we suspect that maybe some items in your bag you didn't pay for. And you start screaming, you racist, you stopped me because I'm black, and this, that, and the other. No, hold on, we stopped you because you're a thief. Not because you're black, not because you're brown. We stopped you because you're a thief. That's why we stopped you. So Nicki Minaj, she was over there trying to do her concert. She's saying the police racially profiled her. She got footage, she got evidence, she got this, she got that. They're saying stop. They're saying stop it, stop the nonsense. The police is speaking up. They said stop. You had substances on you. You had drugs on you. So this is not about you being Nicki Minaj. This is not about you being black. This ain't about you being a female. This is about drugs being illegal. You had them. We stopped you. And you got to pay the consequences. That's it and that's all. So she calling foul play and this, that. Child. And they said you had several Mary Janes rolled up in your bags. And then you claimed it belonged to the security guard. I don't know, but I'm just saying that, you know what? There's racism and then there's not. Then there's just, the crime that you actually did. If you have to walk around with a license for your pow and your pow is not licensed and they call you out on that, it's not racism. You don't have a license. Can we talk? It's ladies' night. And no, it's not about me liking or disliking that one. It's about us talking the truth. Let's call it what it is. Now I don't know what they call it, Nicki fans. Don't come for me. Let's talk truth here. I talk the truth. It's Saturday night. It's ladies' night, and we have got to talk the truth. That's what we're gonna do, y'all. We're gonna talk the truth because I understand what's going on. But I also understand that if we keep crying wolf on the Barbs, calm down. Calm down. We just having a conversation. So my thing is, though, if we keep crying wolf, then when something serious happens, like how do we get justice? How do we get justice? So we can't just be randomly, saying this is that is this. I'm just saying, y'all. So listen, ladies. Listen. Well, I'm saying ladies. It's ladies' night, but listen, everybody. I'm glad y'all hanging out with me. Okay? I'm so glad y'all hanging out with me on this Saturday night, and I hope y'all purchasing your ticket. I'm gonna have to call y'all thieves. Okay? Exactly. Yeah, stop pulling a race card. I mean, if it's sold, then it's sold. But if it's not, it's not. If you stole, then you stole, and you're a thief. Oh, they locked me up. No, they locked you up because you stole something. If you a thief, you a thief. If you caught with something that's not legal, you was caught with something that's not legal. It don't have nothing to do with your color. It has everything to do with the fact that you was caught with something you wasn't supposed to have. When the airport searches your bag, like sometimes they search your bag, you on a plane, you don't even know your bag was searched until you get to where you get to and you look open and you open it up. They have a little card in there saying they search your bag. But you can search my bag. Ain't nothing going to be in there but my clothes, my toiletries, my hair wrap, and that's it. So go ahead on, search my bag. Ain't nothing crazy going to be in there. Not no random shells from the pow thing. Talking about I forgot it was in there. No, every time I go to pack, I check every zipper and pocket and make sure I didn't leave anything in there from the last vacation. And then I wipe it out because sometimes if you go on vacations where there was sand and you packed your stuff back up, sometimes the sand still be there and you thought you cleaned it out. So yeah, I wipe my whole bag down again before I repack with my new stuff to go in there for my next trip. So stop the nonsense, people. But listen, guys, I don't talk enough. You know what? I got to go ahead and bring the people on in the building. So y'all know what I need in that chat, right? I need a what, y'all? What do I need in the chat? Come on, Tay. Don't cheat the diva, people. I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It is Saturday night. It's trending topics. I'm glad to see y'all hanging out in the building with me. And tonight, people, it is ladies' night, okay? And I'm going to go ahead. Let me see if I can pull up a little song for us. I'm going to go ahead and bring the people on in the building. But hold on one second. Let me see if I can play y'all a little song.
They gonna talk shit. No, I know who well, but you know what? You now, it ain't gonna be no like open mic. You keep on running about each other.
Hey, where you at? Come on, dear.
Something anytime, any place. And when the audience, and when the back is cut.
Oh, what a night. Oh, what a night. Oh, yes, it's ladies' night. And the feeling's right. Oh, yes, it's ladies' night. Oh, what a night. Girls,
I showed you when he took out right.
A night that's special everywhere. From New York to Hollywood, it's ladies' night, and baby, the feeling's good. Oh, yes, it's ladies' night, and the feeling's right. Oh, yes, it's ladies' night. Oh, what a night. Oh, what a night. Oh, yes, it's ladies' night, and the feeling's right. Oh, yes, it's ladies' night. Oh, what a night. Romantic lady, single baby, sophisticated mama. Come on, you disco lady. Yeah, stay with me tonight, mama. Yeah. If you hear any noise, it ain't the boys, it's ladies' night. Is that right, baby? What you gonna do? Gonna step out ladies' night, step it out ladies' night. Gonna step out ladies' night, step it out ladies' night. Oh yes, it's ladies' night, and the feeling's right. Oh yes, it's ladies' night. Oh what a night. Oh what a night. Oh yes, it's ladies' night, and the feeling's right. Oh yes, it's ladies' night. Oh what a night. On disco nights, your name will be seen. You can fulfill all your dreams. Party here, party there, everywhere. This is your night, baby. You got to be there.
All right, y'all. It is ladies' night. It's ladies' night, and we got to go ahead and get into the stories tonight. You know, who am I going to start with tonight? Let me think about this here. You know what? I think I'm going to start with Halle Berry, okay? So y'all could go ahead and grab your favorite drink because Halle Berry says she likes the wine, okay? She likes the wine. So hold on. Let me go ahead and share screen. So very very well. I started drinking during the day in the middle of the pandemic. I take no S and I don't care what people may think, says Halle Berry. She is renowned for her strict diet and exercise regimen, but Oscar winner Halle Berry admits she has now started to embrace daytime drinking too. Age 57, she says she has started to put herself first and admits boozing is a gift to herself. Okay. Always had an amazing, amazing body. Okay. Fans were stunned when her musician boyfriend of 4 years, 54-year-old Van Hunt posted a picture on Instagram last month of her drinking naked on a balcony to celebrate Mother's Day in the U.S. She says copious amounts of red wine. That's my guilty pleasure and my gift to myself because we all need those. The Monster Ball star says that she started day drinking during lockdown and doesn't care what people may think, admitting, I'm a person today that takes no S and has no F's to give. That's hard. That's a hard person to become because most people don't want to deal with that person. They want to deal with the person that was more cordial and dealt with all their crap and didn't say what they meant because you were taking care of all their egos. You play that role, but it's more me now. I realize I have earned the right to evolve into someone different. I no longer have to be that dancing bear. I don't have to make people feel comfortable. I've always known my intention is never to hurt anyone, but I have a right to be who I am and not allow myself to be hurt. I have a right to call BS when I see it. When you get to be 57 years old, you are often the oldest person in any room you find yourself in. And that's a very comforting feeling, a very good feeling, because you have the experience to back it up. Holly's approach to life has clearly changed, but her youthful good looks appear frozen in time. She is marking 20 years since she played comic book superhero Catwoman in 2004 and 30 years since her breakout part as Miss Stone in the Flintstones. Her other film roles include playing Bond girl Jinx Johnson in 2002, Die Another Day, and Prisoner's Wife Letitia Musgrove in 2001 film Monster Ball, for which she became the first Black woman to win an Oscar and saw her filming a graphic as scene. Halle credits a keto diet, which involves high protein and low carbohydrates, for keeping her in top shape. She embraced the regimen after being diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, age 22. The mama too said, I am keto. It is basically protein and vegetables, no processed sugar, no pasta or rice, nothing white. I can honestly say that I come before my kids, because if I'm not my best self, then I cannot be anything for them. It's just fish, lean meats, and healthy fats, nuts and seeds. I can't have dairy because I have an allergic reaction to it. But with keto, for most people, you can have dairy. I eat to live. I'm not a foodie. I feel bad that I'm not. I see food as my fuel. The star mom to 16-year-old daughter Nyla, from her relationship with model Gabrielle Aubrey, and who has a 10-year-old son, Maceo Robert, with her ex-husband, French actor Olivier Martinez, admits she's often forgets to eat. Not you forget to eat. She says, if you don't remind me to eat, I will probably forget. Sometimes on the weekend, when there is no one here but them and me, my kids will say at 3:30 p.m., Mom, hello, are we going to eat today? I would be like, okay, yeah. As for the triple of choice, Holly speaking with Gwyneth Paltrow on the fellow A-listers, the Goop podcast, discussed her favorite wines. She asked for organic, sugar-free varieties made in small family-run vineyards and buys them from the website Dry Farm Wines, which says all its bottles come from 12.5% alcohol levels of conscious consumption. Holly says, I have this special wine I drank, Dry Farms. I'm a dry farmer. It's low in sugar and it's low in alcohol. And that was the picture her boyfriend posted of her hanging out on her balcony in her birthday suit. It's all those things. I started day drinking during COVID, which I never did before. She also says she embraced social media viral trends to cope with lockdown, which was practically hard on Holly as she was dealing with a long-running custody and child support payment battles with Oliver, to whom she was married from 2013 to 2015, which we finally resolved last year. A few years ago, Holly discovered she was in perimenopause, the transitional phase towards menopause when the ovaries gradually begin to make less estrogen. She says she found it took a shock that she had not managed to skip this stage, as she assumed her fitness and diet regimen would make her immune to those challenges. Now, middle age has made her realize she has to put herself first. She explains, as women, we get taught that everyone has to come before us. As mothers, our kids have to come before us. And I can honestly say that I come before my kids, because if I'm not my best self, then I cannot be anything for them. Her inspiration for how to do her best for her kids came from deciding to do things differently to her own upbringing in Ohio, where her dad, who had alcohol issues, left the family home when she was 3. Speaking about her Liverpool-born mom, Judith, who met at her African-American dad, Jerome Berry, in the U.S., she said, I realized I have to do better than my mother. I thought I had a great relationship with my mother, but now, looking at the relationship I have with my children, I don't think we did. We have a relationship, but it's nowhere near what I have with my children today. Children were seen and not heard back then. Now all I do is want to hear what they have to say and understand how they are feeling. Of her daughter, Holly Alex, she's only giving me trouble because she is going through puberty and I'm going through menopause. So there are sometimes a lot of feelings flying around, but I wouldn't say she is real trouble. She has a very good head on her shoulders. She is still very innocent. She goes to performing arts school and she's a singer and a songwriter and a musician. And that takes up a lot of her time and energy and focus. So I'm lucky in that way. But even me, who runs hot all the time, she runs hotter than me, but she's really a good kid. That's Holly. That's the boyfriend she's been with for a while now. and she's smart enough this time. She's not getting married, at least for now. Okay, so that's Holly's story. Leo, what are your thoughts? Drinking during the day.
Well, she's drinking the low alcohol and the sugar free, so of course she's doing that, and she ain't gonna do nothing that's gonna disturb her body or her health issues. I don't think.
Right.
And she's 57, and look, she has been depressed. She is not a foodie. She is always been on top of her health, and at this age, I don't doubt that she's still gonna be on top of her health. So she day drinking. I mean, whatever. That's just for the I don't know. Anyway, I will say for Halle's journey that I have watched, and all of us of a particular age has watched Halle's journey. I'm really here for her in her relationship. I'm glad she's in a place where she's accepting herself. I'm also glad that she's done with that lawyers and custody battle and money and alimony with that ex-husband, because that was also a whole total mess. So the girl deserves a piece of wine in the daytime, because she has dealt with some foolery and some shenanigans through the 2000s that was horrific, in my opinion, as far as her bank account and all her successes. Yeah. And Halle is beautiful. She's a great actress. I am good. I'm good with it. If she like it, I love it. It's okay. It's okay. If she want a day drink, that's her business. She ain't asking me for no coins for her drinks, so it's good. It works for me. Right. She ain't giving it to them people. She ain't asking no. I mean, if she has given and done so much, and her kids are good too, right? Because she said something that struck me. She said something about her relationship with her mom. And how her daughter runs hotter than she does. And what I see from that is that she's in tune with her kids. She's in tune with who they are and what they are. And she's allowing them to live, and she's there to support them. So she's there for her children. They're supported, like Felicia said, protected and loved. If she want to have her a glass of wine in the nude on the balcony at 57, you go ahead on and do that.
I know that's right. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Leo. Katrina, you're up.
Yeah, if I had that body like that too, girl, I'd be out there sunbathing with a glass of wine. Yeah, but she's been through a lot, through her movie career. Having somebody, I think, I don't want to call it wrong now. I think it was Wesley, but I'm not for sure, that hit her in the ear, and she lost partial hearing in one of her ears. She been striving to make it. She won her, her award when she did Monster Ball. She's been really going at it. The X-Men series, Catwoman, and all those. And we know about. So, but if that's what she wants to do, I'm happy for her. Everybody deserves to be happy, like Leo said, because her first marriages and stuff, they went through it. But that's good. And that's all I got, y'all.
Thank you. Felicia, you're up.
Well, happy Saturday, and it's ladies' night, and I disagree very strongly here. Sound like mama a day drunk, a night drunk. She confused. She don't know how to feed the kids. She mad about all her bad relationships. She losing money. Her ex is calling her up, demanding more. See, for me, I have found, and I find that whether they're celebrities or not, well known or not, that beautiful women get abused early in life. And I'm watching and listening to their stories as they come into midlife, and they're going to tell me that I'm drinking in the afternoon and that's my business. Yeah, you're probably taking Xanax too, probably taking some Percocet. Girl, let your kids learn how to cook, because it looks like it's a downhill battle for them right now, trying to keep mama on tack. Who's helping with the homework? Certainly not her. I'm confused here. If this wasn't an actress and she out in the front a fire escape drinking in the middle of the afternoon. I don't think people would be celebrating letting mama do what she want to do. But maybe it's because of where I'm coming from, because I'm on the ground here. So, oh no. I think this is just another one of her major problems. I remember some years ago, they said she was just walking the streets, had a big knot on her head. Well, now I understand what was happening back then. So no, 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 I don't agree. I think she need to go on to AA and try to get that thing under control and be present, not just there, but present with her children. Damn, I'm mad. Okay, I'm done.
I appreciate you, Felicia. Thank you so much. Tay, you're up.
Can you hear me now, Diva?
Yes, I can.
Okay, just make sure. It was a little lag over here. Uh, I love Halle Berry because she's a great actress. I just feel bad for her when she go through with all those relationships. I said let the woman, be in peace. She need happiness, and let's hope and pray she ain't gonna marry to that man because if I have a Barry, I would keep my eye on him just in case. You know what I mean? That's all, Diva.
I appreciate you, Tay. Thank you so much. Wayne, you're up.
Hey, Diva, skip me on this. I had to step away for a minute.
Okay, no problem. Oh, I think they saying with Davis Justice. I forgot what he did to her. I would have to look it up. Savannah, you're up.
David physically assaulted her. I'm with Felicia on this one. I had some concern because Halle, if I recall, earlier this year, did she not release a story of fearing that she had caught a very intense STD, and she was misdiagnosed, of course,
Oh, okay.
but it was the beginning of her realizing that she was in perimenopause and had to go get a second opinion. But I when that story had came out, and I recall going and researching what she was speaking of, because as we get into our old 40s and 50s, we all experience these, but I don't recall ever going through what she had described in the article. So I'm concerned, and I my children are grown, they're adults, but I never forgot that they needed to eat. So I have more questions and concerns of the day drinking, because Hallie has been known to have an issue with consumption levels and um, getting behind the wheel and other incidents. And of course, um, with her failed relationships and the custody battle with the daughter's father. I just think this is all piling up on her, and this may be a crutch that she's using right now. So I'm with Felicia. I'm more concerned than celebrating. Like, hey, yeah, have a glass of wine.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. E, you're up. Are you there, E? Okay, E dropped out. I think she might have had a little bit of trouble. Julius, you're up.
If they came to it mutually
Uh-huh.
and amicably,
Mm-hmm.
it's not my business. And It seems like that's the case. It seems like there's no shade from both sides.
Mm-hmm.
They're keeping it about the kids as it should be, not their personal feelings. Not my business. And I'm gonna continue minding my business.
Okay, we're you're back, you're up.
Um, you know, I've been married before. I've said it, worst decision ever. Everything in this world has progressed except the delusion being fed to women that being married is excellent. Marriage is not an ideal course of action for a woman of a particular financial status. If the man does not make just as much as you or more, there's no point in getting married. There's no benefit. It's just another bill. I was having a conversation with women at work where only three of us were black, one Asian, and two were white. And one of the women who I was having this conversation with, she's white, very accomplished. She earns over 100,000 a year. She said it plain. My first marriage was for play. In my second marriage, we don't even have a joint bank account. I own my own house, my own car. He owns his condo still, and we keep everything separate. I agree with that. Even the Asian woman, she said, my mother misled me when I was growing up, and she told me, oh, get married and make sure it's someone you love and this and third. She said it was nothing like my mother prepped me for. And I think it's a harsh reality to wake up to in your 30s, and realizing that this, what this is supposed to be is not what they feed girls that is going to be in our childhood. And marriage just makes no sense for well-to-do women unless the man has more. That's the only way. And if you are going to get married, no, how do I want to phrase this? If you are going to if you are not financially successful, let me say it that way, and you are marrying a poor man, heaven forbid, think about how much you have to give up for the sake of being married. Your maiden name, your personal space, your solo identity. You don't even don't even tell me that you're getting married to a poor man who has kids outside of the relationship and he has to pay child support. You just signed up for another bill. We have to stop telling girls the end all be all is marriage. Folks do everything outside of the marriage that they're supposed to do inside of the marriage. People are not waiting until marriage to enjoy sexual gratification. People are not waiting until marriage to live together and have children. People are doing everything outside of the marriage that they should be doing inside of the marriage. And so really it's no benefit unless you are marrying someone for status and you're leveling up. And so I do feel bad for Holly. I do understand why she needs to drink every now and again when you have to look up and pay this man all this money for nothing. He played you. He played you. We have to stop getting married to men who do not earn just as much or more, because it always turns out devastating for the woman, especially the black woman.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I thought we was gonna be talking about her Hawaii, but I hear you. Miss Diva, just a little reminder, Halle Berry is sued for a hit and run accident. That was in the year 2000. Ooh. Oh, all right. Dustin, you're up.
I just want to say, David, that this it's very. I feel bad for Halle Berry, I really do. But David, uh, I get very emotional on this situation here tonight because it really it. I feel bad for the whole situation, and I just don't know honestly what to say because because stuff that I go through, it really brings me back to that. So. Thanks to my whole entire team at the Juice Radio and Talk Show. I don't know what I would do without my team. And thank you, Diva, very much.
I appreciate you, Dustin. So here's the thing. Everybody's asking me, Raheem's like, what do you think, Diva? What do you think? I see the thing is for me, just point blank and period. I don't drink. It happens to not be my vice. I think we all have them. Mine's is shopping, but I'm drinking is just not one of them. So I couldn't even really remotely kind of connect to just drinking in the day. RD, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Much love. And thanks for being here for ladies night today on this Saturday. So I can't really relate, right? So and if I when I do see drinking, I think of maybe, you know, like some wine when you at dinner, or maybe you having dinner. But just to be drinking in during the day, regardless of the alcohol level, I don't know. And then when you have these strict eating regimens, and you have to be reminded to eat, and you listen, let me tell you, let me be clear. I love Halle Berry, right? But when you have these strict eating regimens and you have to be reminded to eat, and you're raising a daughter or a son. So in pediatrics, I worked one time in the eating disorder unit. It's sad. It's sad. And I'm not saying that Halle Berry has an eating disorder, but I'm saying sometimes unusual habits can make your kids think, okay, this is what I need to do to look a certain way or be a certain way. I even think these parents that have this obsession with plastic surgery, it's just not good for their children, because it's like you growing up wondering why I'm not looking like mommy, and then you got to find out that mommy had 29 surgeries. So then you're thinking, I need about 30 myself. Then it's a lot. Again, it's no judgment, it's a discussion. Yeah. Can y'all hit the like button, please? I appreciate y'all. So, it's a lot. And, it's here's the thing, too. I think also, if you have in your family a history of people that drink, I think it'd probably be smart, whether it's organic, non-organic, 5% alcohol, 2% alcohol, whatever. It probably is a good idea that you don't touch the alcoholic beverages, right? Especially if there's a history in your family, and it could be a tendency that you end up going down that road also. I wish her well, though, because as I stated, I really do like Halle Berry. So we're going to go ahead and roll into the next situation. We'll talk Jennifer Lopez. 2024 seems to not be her year, right? She's going through this up and down relationship with Ben Affleck. I could have pulled up 1,000 articles with this Jennifer Lopez thing. One article, but I'm going to summarize it for you. One article says she pretty much begged him to give it a second chance, and he said no. I could picture him doing that, because I feel like, and of course, never know. We don't know these people. I just feel like Ben Affleck is a jerk. And I'm coming to that, point, because what he said about Jennifer Gardner, he acted as if his drinking problem was all on her. He said he felt trapped in a marriage with her. And so all he would do is lay on the couch all day and drink, and just wondering how can he get out of this situation, because he felt trapped in that marriage. That's out of Ben Affleck's mouth. That's not Diva putting 2110. And then now when it comes to Jennifer Lopez, according to friends, he said he was in a feverish dream. And if he could claim insanity, he would, again, to get out of this marriage. So again, that's the same thing he's saying over again, is I feel trapped. And I just feel like at some point I'm going to need Lenny Kravitz to write a book for these men. Stop going out here destroying all of these women's lives when you need to look within, get yourself together, go on some type of journey. If you don't want to call it a spiritual journey, I don't care what you call it. Go on some type of journey where you stay solo until you get yourself together and you're ready to come into someone's life. Because now they're also saying she's struggling because she's very close to his kids also. And a lot of individuals do this, so I'm not knocking Jennifer Lopez. But the other piece of this is they done had about 6 different step siblings. And when you break up with the person, do they gotta break up with their step siblings? It's so awkward. So they was close to Alex Rodriguez kids. Then they got close to Ben Affleck kids. And now it seems like that whole thing is over. It's just all over the place. It's messy and it's just too much. Now, also, it is noted that Jennifer Lopez and Leah Remini, they broke up because Leah pretty much said, listen, why are you going back to Ben Affleck? He's the same selfish person that he's always been, and now you circling back. So Leah wasn't invited to the wedding. Okay. And now that it seems like they're both kind of she's in this outs and all these things are going on for her. It seems like they're getting back together. That's a true friend. That's a true friend. So she has the failed marriage. She has the tour she had to cancel. She wants to say that she wanted to spend time with her kids and her family. Well, when she signed up for the tour, she knew she had kids and a family. So keep it 100, JLO, it's because the tickets wasn't selling. Now her Las Vegas residency is in jeopardy. And then to put what they call it, incel on injury or whatever they say that saying is, now it's a possibility when they go looking for people to speak about this Diddy situation, she might get a subpoena in the mailbox. Oh, good gosh, J-Lo, she can't catch a break. Okay. So here it is, just Jennifer Lopez. She is unfortunately one of Diddy's exes. And if there's one thing you probably don't want to be at this point in your life is an ex of Diddy's, okay? And when she wore, I want to say this was the Grammys. When she wore that dress to the Grammys, that was probably ushered in the beginning of people walking around darn near naked, okay? So Jennifer Lopez could be a subject to a subpoena as a witness in the Diddy's lawsuit cases. So Jennifer Lopez could potentially be called as a witness in Sean Diddy Combs' lawsuit cases because of her 2-year relationship with the rapper, which included their infamous arrest following a New York City nightclub pow-powing in 1999. Here we are in 2024, and a 1999 situation is going to come to bite her in the booty. Jennifer Lopez present tonight of the pow-powing incident and then departing in the same vehicle as Combs makes her a witness with first-hand knowledge and could subject her to being subpoenaed to testify under oath. New York lawyer Pete Gleason explains In Touch, if there are any criminal charges or civil claims not outside the statute of limitations, this would likely prove problematic for Lopez. Jennifer, just keep praying. Because it just seemed like the unlucky cards keep slapping you in the face. Lopez and Combs, both 54, began dating after they met on the set of a music video in 1999. Early in their relationship, the Jenny from the Block singer, the Bad Boy for Life rapper, and rapper Jamal Shine Barrel were arrested on pow-pow and bribery charges at the pow-powing at a New York City nightclub in December 1999. A prosecutor claimed in the court that the incident was sparked by an altercation between Combs and another patron at the club. This man was always a hothead. The New York Times reported at the time the charges against Lopez were ultimately dropped and Combs was acquitted in 2001. Barrel 45 was convicted on 5 charges and sentenced to 10 years in prison, a decade. Interest in the nightclub pow-powing has resurfaced amid Little Rodney Jones Jr. $30 million SA in harassment lawsuit against Combs, which was filed in February. Jones 48 claimed in his suit that the Bad Boy Entertainment founder displayed his pow-pows and bragged about getting away with pow-powing people, according to US Today. In response to Jones' lawsuit, Combs' legal team said in a statement, Mr. Jones is nothing more than a con man, shamelessly looking for an easy and wholly undeserved payday. We have indisputable, incontrovertible proof that his claims are complete fabrications. Our attempts to share the proof with Mr. Jones' attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, has been ignored as Mr. Blackburn has refused to return our calls. We look forward to addressing these ridiculous claims in court and intend to take all appropriate action against all who are attempting to peddle them. Gleason tells In Touch that Lopez could potentially be of interest in the case of April Lamppost versus Combs. While the mid-90s were the infancy of today's technology, a footprint of communication could still exist. Gleason says, regardless, anyone is subject to a subpoena if they can provide relevant testimony. Lamppost 51 filed the suit against Combs on May 23rd, claiming that the rapper gave her substances and SA'd her while he was in a relationship with Lopez. The former Fashion Institute of Technology student alleged that there were 4 terrifying encounters throughout the years she was in contact with Combs. According to legal documents obtained by In Touch, she claimed that Combs had a terrible temper and often threatened to harm her if she failed to do what he said. If he witnessed her talking to other men, or if she failed to take his phone calls. Lamppost and Jones are 2 of 6 people to file lawsuits against Combs following his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura November 2023 SA lawsuit. Joy Dickinson Neal, Liz Gardner, Crystal McKinney, and an unnamed woman who has also filed a suit against the rapper. So amongst everything JLo is going through, this could be looming in her backyard. Oh, JLo. Leo, what are your thoughts?
Listen, I don't really think that what's going on with Diddy is really going to affect her. They can come with the subpoenas, but one thing I can say, all of us, including you, Diva, and Felicia, and I think it might have been E and Tay and Katrina on the line, we have already had this conversation about the type of women that Puffy like to deal with. And Jennifer Lopez, as far as on the scale of success, she was the highest level of the women he would actually deal with. So she could be subpoenaed all she want to. She can only probably give accounts of what went on that night. None of it could actually be a part of any wrongdoing that she probably did. She don't want to be a part of it. I'm sure she don't want to be a part of the news headlines with everything else that's going on. But she gonna be all right because she gonna be able to afford very, very good lawyers. And as far as her relationship with Ben Affleck and her canceled tour and this kind of thing, everybody got to take their turn, right? You know, it's a scripture in the Bible that says that it rains upon the righteous and the unrighteous. Nobody don't unforeseen occurrences happen to everyone. You will have a good year and you will have a bad year, and you will have a devastating year, and you will have a tragic year, then you will have a triumphant year. You know, this ain't her year, right? This ain't her year. Her ish falling apart with her husband. Her concert done been canceled, but she gonna be all right because she ain't gonna be living up under the bridge. She ain't got to panhandle to feed her kids. She ain't got to walk the stronghold to take care of her family. So she will be all right, but it is still just a bad year, and she will be okay. She gonna be all right. She gonna be all right. Jennifer Lopez is resourceful. She's a businesswoman. She will do well to take a page out of Halle Berry, because I totally agree with E. You don't always have to get married, in my opinion. Like it may be Jennifer Lopez is an undercover really religious Catholic, because I think that's probably what she subscribes to. If you are very religious and you believe in being in union under God and those type of things, I salute that, and I think that's a good thing. My parents have been married they've been together for like 52, 53 years. I get it. I understand it. I lived through it. But that is not necessarily always your path. She need to stop hopping and skipping and running to the altar all the daggone time. Because she could have, if she gonna circle the block, take a little bit of time and figure out what it is that made us break up before you go run and get married again. And now they struggling, allegedly, according to the press releases. And I'm glad her homegirl, who tried to tell her, because that's what we do as friends to try to tell her that you don't need to be trying to run and get married at this time. But she did it anyway. And what she do when she needed her, Lena Remini was right there for her. And that's what we do. We ride. We not necessarily die, but we ride with our homegirls and we be there for them. And I'm glad she got somebody who done been through the thick and the fire and the thin with her to be there for her again. And that's good for her. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I do too. Katrina, you're up.
Yeah, she's going through the storm. Maybe if she didn't treat people so nasty, she probably won't be going through the storm.
Oh my.
And I do hope she gets some good lawyers, and I hope that she don't perjure herself. If the folks ask, did Diddy pull the pow pow or did Shine? I hope she don't perjure herself and say something that she know is not true. She got a lot of lawyers, so maybe they'll tell her to plead the fifth, which I doubt they'll tell her to do that. Um, the situation with her and Ben, she knew the situation before she even married this man. If he
Mm.
didn't marry you the last time and said all these things about you, there's no way I'm finna rebound and come back. But that's what people do. Like Leo said, maybe she needs to take some time to learn herself before she bring another person into her life. Learn yourself first. See what's working for you. And then you can go out and start a relationship. And maybe that relationship will last. Instead of just jumping from men to men to men and bringing all them energies in. And like, what's his name? Lenny. You know, he's taking time for himself. He's not being devoured by all these other spirits on him. He's doing yoga, he's meditating, he's doing what he got to do to please himself. And therefore, when he get with a woman, he would know what to do to please her. So I hope she makes it out of it, which like we say, she got the money, she will. But I just hope she don't perjure herself when she get called to the stand. That's all I got, Diva.
I appreciate you. Felicia, you're up.
Well, I'd like to remain consistent, and I will here. Ben is for the streets, Ben for the streets. Put the trash back out there, JLo, and don't look back no more. Now, I think her biggest issue is she's losing a lot of money. And she doesn't like that. So I read a story that her recent contract for her Vegas residency was supposed to be for 90 nights, $1 million a night.
Woo, 90 million.
And she was kind of hesitating on those negotiations. And she didn't seal the deal before all of her relationship issues came up in the press.
Okay.
And when I'm talking about the issues, I'm talking about her marriage to Ben and her relationship with Mr. Combs. So they said, well, what are you going to do? And she didn't say, okay, we got a deal. And then all this comes to the forefront, and she has this tour that she's scheduled and worked for, and it's not selling. So they said, no, we want to renegotiate. At the time that they wanted to renegotiate, this thing about subpoenas and she having to testify perhaps was not on the, being discussed. So at that time they said, okay, we're willing to go 500 to 600,000 a night. And she was pushing back. She's like, no. And part of that is, from what we're learning, is that they like to give these residencies to people or to people who have partners or spouses who like to gamble. So they were mentioning how Celine Dion's husband had a major gambling problem. So although she was very nicely paid, that her husband would spend like $1 million a night in these casinos. So there was always that give back piece. He, while she's up there singing and working hard, her husband will be down there giving it back to us. And you did a show where you talked about Bruno Mars with his residency. And he also has been said that he has a gambling problem. So, yeah, so he's making this money working hard, but then he goes down and he spends it away. So they were hoping that with the marriage intact, that Ben would be downstairs spending it away. I know it sounds ridiculous. It sounds like, oh my goodness, how and why? So yeah, Jennifer goes to work and Ben's downstairs spending millions. And so it's costing her on the front end and the back end. I
Woo.
think that's why she has been losing weight and has not been able to come to terms with what is happening, because her marriage to Ben is costing her a great deal of money. I wish her the best. I hope she does better going forward. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm wishing her the best too. Savannah, you're up.
Oh, is it me, Diva?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You're okay.
Um, so when I am so glad that Leah is back in her life, but because to me Leah's always been that one good girlfriend, that you love like a sister, and her and Jen have always had this relationship like they're more than best friends. They knew what each other was thinking without even in talking.
Mm,
But Leah to me is that one friend that forces you to look at yourself in the mirror and face the truth. And I really think that Jen, at the time when she was going through the rekindled with Ben, I could see why Leah had reservations and was not happy of the reunion, because she was there to clean up the pieces when they broke up the first time. They've talked about it on interviews before, how Leah was her crutch and helped her get through that breakup. So it did sadden me knowing that Leah was not part of their nuptials, and but I'm so glad that they have are rekindling and reconnecting in their friendship, because I really do think Jennifer Lopez needs that right now, because she is
mhm.
looking very thin. This
Yeah.
is the thinnest I've ever seen her, and she doesn't look happy. She looks like she's always been crying and stressed out, and she's
Mhm.
actually looking a little older to me. And Jennifer has been one that's always been put together, even with these recent pictures of them, her and Ben, for Ben's daughter's graduation. Jennifer doesn't look happy. She looks very stressed and like she had just finished crying. Um, but I do know that low ticket sales, not too many. The audience was not supporting, buying tickets for her concert, and she did invest a lot of her own money to fund this tour. But
Mm.
things like that, I know I saw an article. It said that she put 20 million into this project,
Wow.
because it was the tour, it was promoting that. And I actually like this album. I have one or two songs on there that I have on my favorites and I replay. So I really did like this album. But however, I didn't buy tickets to the tour. I only liked one or two songs. But I and I know she is working on two movies, because she mentioned it while she was promoting Atlas, that she is currently working on two movies. But I think she was using that as a way to to um, express why she was losing so much weight. I still think there is hope. I'm not going to give up hope, but I just really wish Jen would. Uh, I'm glad she did cancel the tour. I think she needs to scale back, because she does have a lot going on right now, at home, where she needs to be focused on herself and her health. And if a fourth divorce is what's in the works, then Jen is going to really need some time to reflect and maybe some therapy, because Jennifer is one that's always love, and she chases love, and I really hope she learns to love herself.
Yeah, I like that, and I agree with you on that. I appreciate you. Where are we at? When you're up.
Yeah, Savannah took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say, if she doesn't take this opportunity to seek some kind of therapy, some professional therapy, she's just going to go through it again.
Mm.
You know, if they don't get all the money this time, they'll get it the next time. You know, JLo, she had her heyday. She was good in her day, Jenny from the block, all that good stuff. I think right now she's trying to be something she's not. And she's not Jenny from the block no more. She's not JLo no more. She's Jennifer Lopez. She's a grown woman. And she's still trying to prove herself. So
Mm.
so hopefully if she gets some therapy and just work on herself, she won't repeat this. Because insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
Hmm.
I'm done.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Wayne. And you said something that I think many of these suffer from. And I hate to go back to this, but Oprah, wanting to lose this weight for the event to promote the color purple, and you got Jennifer Lopez, JLo. You are that girl. You have a whole skincare line. You take amazing care of yourself. Body is amazing. You don't have nothing to prove. And the thing is, when you're trying to prove something to people, you're gonna be doing that for the rest of your life because they're gonna hate you or love you. The people that's gonna love you, they're gonna love you whether you up or down. And the people that's gonna hate you, they're gonna hate you whether you up or down. So you be better off just being good with self and doing like Halle Berry said, giving no F's about whatever. Appreciate you, Wayne. E, you're up. E, are you there? Okay.
So, I have a few things to say. When you attach yourself to a terrible man, their reputation becomes yours. Their problems become yours. Their crimes become your burden. The longer you allow your physical and digital, in this new age, digital footprints to be attached to characters who engage in disruptive, organized and unorganized, illegal and immoral commitments, the more likely you are to get caught up in a conspiracy or to be charged as an accessory. So, Carisha, please, even in death, Kim Porter is being drugged through the mud and her kids are beyond the grasp of her protection, both of their protections, really. So, again, when you attach yourself to men of this moral standing, the pendulum swings both ways. We heard that phrase the other day. And just like Carisha and Kim Porter can get it, Jennifer can get it too. I remember Leo mentioned Jennifer was the most successful of all the women Sean dated. And before she got with him, she had the Selena movie. She was in the Anaconda movie. Jennifer came out with the If You Had My Love music video. And I remember being just a little thing when that came out. But even before that, before that rollout, she was in all of those cameos with the Bad Boy Entertainment crew. She was in the Notorious B.I.G. video with Puffy and Little Kim. She was in that video, Been Around the World with Puffy and Mace. This lady had the makings to surpass an identity in hip hop, in my opinion. Taking this route was beneath her. She had the traction to be Hollywood, and she opted to be a Jenny from the block, like Wayne said. Running around here with Puffy and the Bad Boys of Entertainment, and then flip it the following year, you're with Ja Rule and his Murder Inc. crew, and then you're collaborating with LL Cool J, and then the other infamous woman beater, Fabulous. Listen, when the feds come busting through the door, everybody's going to jail. So I don't feel any sympathy that, she may be called or she may be subpoenaed. That's good for you. I mean, of all the things that you have been involved with, just by witnessing it, you're lucky that you made it this long. Okay. She's a very talented actress, but she's not a singer. And so when they came back and they said, we're not going to give you 1 million a night, but you can get 500,000, she should have accepted that. She should have accepted that. I mean, it's been a good run. And everybody has their map to decline. But listen, you're no Mariah, you're no Whitney. and you may have a few bops and you can dance and all of that, but 1 million a night to hear you with somebody else's vocals, just knock it off. I'm not, no, no, no.
Thank you, E. I appreciate you. Tay, you're up.
Hey Diva, did Julie go first?
I'm gonna get to him. Tay, you're up.
Oh, okay. Well, like I said before, last time we talked about JLO right here. JLO, just get rid of that no good husband of yours, please. And just focus on yourself, please. And just focus on your kids, your family. And that's all I gotta say about that deal.
I appreciate you. Julius, you're up.
She needs to get into therapy. And I want to make one thing clear. I'm not against Jennifer Lopez, but she has so much internal issues from how she was raised, especially from her mom telling her she wasn't good enough and all of that. It's affecting her real life. Um, she needs to get into therapy to deal with those internal issues. So it's way deeper than her marriage with Ben. And she said it herself. My mom always used to tell me I wasn't good enough. I wasn't this, I wasn't that. Well, I'm like, well, did you ever decide with a third party to look internally to work through that? She has to do that. And she said this publicly. And like, her whole marriage with Ben is just a really small symptom when you think about it. It's so much of her upbringing and stuff like that that is the catalyst as to why she's having so much combustion now, because she was told she wasn't good enough. So in a way, this is a blessing in disguise that she had to cancel her tour. Now there's no more avoiding her internal issues. She has to face them head on. And it's only up to her to fix it. Because both of her twins, I believe, are 16 now. And if she doesn't work on those issues, soon as they turn 18, they probably decide to go no contact with her. She has to work on those issues. She has to get into therapy. She can no longer run. She has to face it. And that's why I just wanted to empathetically say, it's not that I don't. She's not my favorite singer. Is she a good actress? Yes. But is she one of my favorite singers? No. She's actually one of my least. But she has a whole lot of stuff that she needs to work on. And it's up to her to work on it.
Yeah, it's interesting. Somebody said Guadalupe, her mama is a trip. It seems like these mamas, when we're looking into some of these problematic people or that have situations going on, maybe problematic was the wrong word to use, but Diddy, Janice Combs is a trip. So we heard. Okay. Sean Kingston, Mama Kingston is a trip. Okay, so we're seeing a kind of pattern here. I watched it too. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It wasn't the best movie I ever saw, but it was not bad. I enjoyed it. Atlas. So I mean, I feel for her, but anytime you live in your life thinking you got to prove something to people, you're going to live a sad existence. Because I promise you, the people, some people that's judging you don't even like themselves. So you think they're going to like you? I'm going to roll right into this last story. Let me go ahead and share screen. So annoying. Nicki Minaj claims of Amsterdam police racial profiling her questioned by authorities. So Super Raz singer Nicki Minaj accusations of police racially profiling her for following the pop star's detainment are now questioned by authorities. The incidents which unfolded at an airport. Let me just pause this so they won't ding me. Oh shoot, it's probably okay. The incidents which unfolded at an airport has sparked a debate regarding the validity of the singer's claims and the action taken by law enforcement. The situation occurred when Nicki was detained by officers at the airport, leading to the cancellation of her show in Manchester, England. The police department has refuted the accusations of racism made by the artist and defended their actions, citing the discovery of illegal substances in her possession as the reason for her arrest. According to reports, the officers justified their decisions to apprehend Nicki by stating the discovery of numerous, not just one, they said numerous joints in her bags. The revelation contradicts the singer's assertions of racial profiling and raises doubts about the veracity of her statements regarding the incident. In response to Nicki's accusations, a spokesperson for the police department expressed their discontent with her claims of racism and profiling in a statement provided to TMZ. The department's representative, Robert, clarified their stance on the matter, denouncing the singer's allegations and dismissing them as annoying and unfounded. The rep said, "We just do our job, and it is protocol to search luggage and arrest a person when we find drugs." The arrest was around 17:30 and released at 21:30. We stand for a professional organization that treats everybody equal no matter what. So they're annoyed. They're like, she put in 2110 and we're not having it. Despite the controversy surrounding the arrest, Nicki remains persistent in her assertions against the police. In a video addressing the incident, she not only highlighted the alleged racism she experienced, but also suggested a hint of sexism in her interaction with the officers, emphasizing the lack of empathy shown by the authorities. Not being able to get to Manchester, "I don't know when was the last time I felt that low," the pop star told her fans. And not only that, but just knowing that something is being done to you on purpose. You are confident of the race, you know. But I'm not going to get into it and tell you guys the joy they took in it, even while I was there. But you know what? There was one lady there. All of the rest were men. All I could tell, and I could tell she had a heart. All right. The repercussions of the arrest have extended beyond the immediate impact on Nicki's schedule, affecting her performance in Manchester and resulting in the rescheduling of the show. The ongoing dispute between the singer and the police indicates that the matter is far from settled, potentially sparking more legal issues in the future. She's calling racism. She's calling sexism. Leo, what are your thoughts?
I pass on this one, Diva.
Felicia, well, tell me if you want to talk, so I won't have to go through all this past.
Wait a minute.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I what I was listening to you reading the article. I thought it was settled last weekend. So you said something about ongoing legal issues.
That's because she's claiming. That's because she's claiming that they practice racism, sexism, and all of that. And they're like, "Come on, stop it. We found several joints in your bag. Stop trying to say, stop trying to tell us our police department is pretty much, sexist and racist when we search bags and you have something in your bags." So no, it was not settled.
But it was my understanding that you could come in with a certain amount for recreational use. It was like 5 grams, some kind of number. I can't remember right now. So it seems to me, based on what you just read, that there was more to this story here that we really weren't privy to. But
Yeah.
I will say that I did watch that that clip of her on X where she was getting detained by the police, and I thought she carried herself very well. I was very pleased to see how she had responded. So I'll give her that. Okay, I'm done.
Thank you. She did.
Okay, Diva, I was only passing because I got something going in here at the house and I
You're
didn't hear the
fine. You're
question.
fine.
So
But
it wasn't about the topic.
you're fine. You're fine. I knew ahead of time. The Felicia wanted to pass. That's why I was like, if you want to skip this story, let me know so I know not to go around to you. Savannah, you're up.
So, Diva, I have been to Amsterdam, and in Amsterdam, the I don't know how to call, cannabis is legal. It is it's like their national odor. I mean, I have never seen that. I lived in Germany for 8 years, in Europe for 8 years, and I visited many of these countries. I went to Amsterdam, and I that was the first time that I was exposed to it being. I went to a coffee shop and I ordered some coffee, and the waitress brought out a tray with several samples, and I was freaking out because at that time I worked for the government. I was like, oh my God, what is this? But Mary Jane is all over in Amsterdam. So, however, living in Europe and there as well, it was the first time I was ever openly exposed to blatant racism. So I was with another military wife, and she was African American, and they refused to sit us in a restaurant. So I think there is some validity to Nikki's story. They are very how can I say, they're very central, close-minded, and very polarizing in these areas. And depending on where she was, um, there's still some very old school mentalities in this area of Europe. So I think there is some truth to her story. And unless she was acting belligerent and on any type of substance and not being herself, because I've seen some of Nikki's live tweets, and sometimes I do get very concerned for what she may be on. But I, like Felicia, saw the video and she behaved rather well. Because as Americans, we go to foreign countries and we carry that American privilege, thinking that I'm an American, you can't really mess with me, kind of thing. But she didn't behave that way, not from what I saw. So I do believe that she may have experienced some form of racism in
Yeah,
this event.
she didn't, but she knew she was filming it too, though, right? I will say this: she did pay a fine. If it's legal, then go ahead and sue. You have some stance there, right? But something is telling me she must have had more, because now they changed it to numerous amounts in her bags, right? And if it was so legal, why did she say it wasn't hers? Why did we have to know that it belonged to the security guard? See, I'm reading it between the lines here. Something don't seem right, it don't smell right. And two could be true. They could be racist, but you could have also had more than the limit that you were supposed to have. For whatever reason, she wanted to be 10 toes down that it didn't belong to her, even though it was in her bags. It belonged to a security guard. And I saw the footage too. And she said he already said it was his. So if she had the legal amount, why would it matter if it's his, mine, hers, or whoever? She must have known it was an amount that could get you arrested if she wanted to be 10 toes down that this belonged to somebody else and not her. That's just my thought process.
I agree. I agree because I also, knowing that it is legal there, there is a limit that you can travel with. Nikki has a history of being associated with some another type of substance, and I thought that that's what was in her bag because that if it's the white stuff, then there is, cause to for the Dutch police to step in and arrest her and have this event occur. But I agree with you. If there's more to this story that we're not being told.
Yeah. And when we go other places, it would be smart of you to research all of these details, before you start doing stuff. Because, I think for the most part, wherever you go, ignorance of the law doesn't excuse you from the law. Randy, I appreciate you. That's why I watch you, Miss D, with wisdom and knowledge. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Wayne, you're up.
You know, my thing is that these companies you're traveling to.
Come on.
You need to be proactive and find out what you can do going and coming in and out of these countries. Like you said, ignorance is no excuse of the law. I mean, a lot of this stuff. I mean, she could have waited to where she got to where she was going to obtain, whatever she needed. I'm sure. But a lot of times with celebrities, they think they can get away with stuff. And then they get made an example of. I'm not saying she was right or wrong, whatever, but I'm saying is that if you check these places and know where you're going, you have to know, why would you jeopardize? This is her career. I mean, she was going to do a concert, which I'm sure was worth thousands and thousands of dollars. Why would you jeopardize that over this? I just don't understand. I just don't know why they aren't more proactive about their travels. That's it.
I appreciate you. And I think she's really pissed at the fact that now I got to reschedule this concert and I missed the concert. And that's money. That's money. Now you got to stay there, figure out in your schedule how you can do this extra day in Manchester that you had to miss. But again, travel clean. Travel clean. Travel with just your clothes and your costumes that you're going to need to perform. And you even got to be careful with people in your camp. Listen, there's certain people I wouldn't really go too many places with because I don't know what you got on you. And no, I'm not doing it. Tay, you up?
She didn't get rid of that no good husband of hers because he is nothing but trouble and he just bring you down with him. You didn't take that trash out to the Nicki Minaj because your career went downhill, down to the hill when you first married to that man right there. And by a fact, Diva, he's allowed to go country with her.
He got special permission.
That's probably. Oh, my bad, dude. Go ahead.
He did because he told the judge he needed to help her babysit their child, and other things he needed to do, protect her, whatever. So he did get special permission, and the judge granted it to him. Mm-hmm. So he's allowed.
Well, like I said, he's nothing but troublemaker. If I was Nicki Minaj, I would get rid of him because he's bringing trouble in her career. She should have got rid of him in the first place. Then she wouldn't have no problem with that at all, Diva. That's all.
Yeah, and I wonder, now that you brought him up, I'm wondering because he is on probation, should he even be around such things? Because if I'm not mistaken, when you on probation like that, you can't be around or caught with alcohol or substances and all of that. So why would she even risk that with traveling with a man? I don't know if he was with her on that leg of the tour. I don't know because they really didn't mention him, in the article. Julius, you're up. Or do you want me to skip you?
I'll pass. Yes, skip me.
E, you're up.
Well, if Mary Jane is so legal and it's everywhere in Amsterdam, why are you bringing sand to the beach?
Come on,
And then so much of it, that's trafficking. And like Wayne said, these people think they can get away with everything. Nicki has talked about battling addiction in Vogue. I remember that last year. The same drugs Diddy was on, I think. I think she said it was the perks. She was prescribed to help her with the heavy cramps. And then she admitted to abusing them. And the Xanax, too. And the alcohol and the Mary Jane are just a given. You have to clean up your life because you're in such a position that is beyond what most people can even dream about. And this is your reality. You're very, very fortunate. And you have to be more responsible because she keeps talking about and bragging, I would venture to say, how this is the highest selling tour, highest grossing tour for any female hip hop artist. And that is true. It's an amazing show. But I can definitely understand why a woman of her access and means would want to carry around so many road ones. What did I just say about Holly? Now fast forward to Nicki. She married to this man worth 2 nickels, and you're a millionaire times over so many times, and this is who you're stuck with. And you say he got special permission to travel, but the man can't even go to Disney World with the baby. I don't care what special permission he got to go to Amsterdam. He cannot see Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin at Disney World. He can't be around other people's children. So, this is a life lesson, and hopefully this will be the last one she had with him, and then she can find her Russell Wilson and get some help. Go to what do you call that place where the people go who are addicts? What's that called, Diva?
Alcoholics Anonymous or something like that.
Rehab.
No, rehab. That's what it is.
Rehab.
Yeah, she needs to go to rehab.
Oh, listen, I don't disagree with you, especially if you're going to be touring like that, and especially if you're going to be touring in different countries. Because you know what? As much as people scream like we got no rights here in the U.S., we don't have a clue. We don't have a clue. We're very spoiled here in comparison. You go some places, you can't be in the street cursing and acting a fool. So you got to learn the rules and regulations of where you're going. I can't remember if it was in Africa, but somewhere my girlfriend went, and they had to cover up when they went on this one excursion.
But Diva, you just said that he was there to protect her, this man. So if he was doing his job with the special permission, then he should have made sure the luggage was clean. That's a part of protecting her, isn't it? Because if she goes down, the whole ship goes down, don't you think?
That part right there, but in addition, like I said, I really don't think he even supposed to be around all of that. So you're essentially protecting the both of y'all, because you could get kicked off the tour and maybe get clinked up, and she could end the tour, and that's your money bag right there. So they both a bunch of fools.
Well, in the words of Cat Williams, and then I'm going to get off the line like Leo says, Nicki Minaj likes to party, and you got to tell her no.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Katrina, you're up.
Yeah, I know y'all saying that the guy is problematic. Problematic. Nicki is problematic too. She associates herself with those type of people. Look what she did with her brother. Look what her brother did, and how she got him off. And who to say those pre-rolls wasn't pre-modes? If y'all know what pre-modes are, she know if he get. That's what I'm saying. That's why she probably brought them there, because they were specially rolled. Nicki is problematic anyway. She was up how many days when Megan Thee Stallion came out with that song? Did she even sleep? Every time we seen her, she was on the Instagram talking whatsoever. I don't even think she slept. Um, she's done things and said things that were problematic to other people as well. So that's why they too good together, because I'm quite sure she knew him before he got clanked up, because when he got out, she married him. So she's been knowing this man. She ain't just knew this man, what he did or whatsoever. She been knowing him. And like I said, she associate herself around those type of people. She wants to be the main person that's in rap. She don't want nobody to come above her. She don't want nobody to even, she don't even like to help other women. So the thing of it is, she got caught over there when she knew she wasn't supposed to be trafficking that stuff over in there. And like you said, if you was going to go to Amsterdam, you could have bought it when you got there. You didn't buy it when you got there because those were specially rolled pre-rolls. So that's why she took the pre-rolls with her. If they was pre-rolls, it probably was something else. But either way, she just have to deal with the legal system like everybody else do. Just because you're a star don't mean that you don't have to suffer the consequences as other people suffer the consequences. If it was us, we still had to go through the same thing. So she got to go through the same thing. And that's all I got, Diva.
I appreciate you. Emmanuel, you're up.
Nicki Minaj. She's too grown to be acting the way she acts. She needs to know better. After Brittany Griner, everyone should know that you can't
Woo!
travel to other
Come on. Oh
countries
my
with
God.
stuff.
You
That
hold on, Emmanuel.
after Brittany Griner, every American should know you need to know what to bring with you. Like, come on now, y'all gotta do your homework.
Wait,
And
Emmanuel, hold on 1 second. You just hit the nail on the head. You just hit the nail on the head. You have got to be dumb, stupid, or both, knowing what she went through.
mm-hmm.
You ain't gonna catch me with nothing, but go ahead. I'm glad you brought that up. You hit the nail.
Yeah, and why are these people traveling with this stuff anyway? Can they not go whatever time it is without putting that in their body? I will also say the Barb's, her fan base, is one of the most scary, unhinged people I've seen. When I saw that they were calling the police departments in Amsterdam, threatening the cops, telling them to release her, the people need some help. And she does this well. You know what? I'm glad she was arrested because no one's above reproach. That's all, Diva.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, we're not blaming on her husband, but you are there to love and protect. When you got a relationship, whether it's you and your girlfriend, you and your mate, y'all gotta balance each other out. And sometimes you gotta be like, honey, that ain't a good idea. Now, I'm not saying you can't force your mate to do anything. But when people usually are close to each other, they'll be like, you know what, you right, okay. You gotta balance each other out. If both of y'all going down the same bad road and can't balance each other out, it's just a disaster. It's a recipe for disaster. Now, listen, guys, I am gonna roll into this next story.
And don't forget about the bullets, Diva. You can't bring bullets out of.
I know.
I mean, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah.
You and your words, girl. You and your words.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. Listen, I'm going to do this next story, and y'all know I try to balance it out and do a feel-good story. This is not necessarily a feel-good story. It's awareness, but it's ladies' night. And I thought it was, and I struggled with, do I show this? Don't I show this? But I think it's important to see. So I'm going to show it. Hang in there because it's interesting. I'll say that.
When do we want them? Now! Heartbreak and outrage at Lincoln University. Damn, Mosey has got to go! The Missouri HBCU, founded by former enslaved people more than 150 years ago, now at the center of a national controversy.
We will honor Dr. Bailey. She will not be dismissed by this institution. This was the scene around the college town just weeks after senior administrator Antoinette Candia Bailey died by suicide in January.
We need the university to know that we're hurting and we need some type of help and transparency in order for us to move forward.
Why do you think it struck such a nerve and sparked such a conversation?
It was shocking. And I think there was a lot of fear that if the experiences that Black women are going through are not being paid attention to, that they can have really devastating results.
Before her death, the vice president of student affairs, known affectionately around campus as Dr. Bonnie, alleged that she was harassed and bullied by her colleagues, including the university president, John B. Mosley.
Her death rocked the nation even beyond academic spaces, but I think for Black women in academia, it was definitely a wake-up call.
In a statement, the university called Candia Bailey's death tragic and hired an outside firm to investigate her claims. The university president, Mosley, was recently reinstated after what the board of curators called an exhaustive independent investigation, which found no evidence that Dr. Mosley bullied Dr. Candia Bailey. Those close to her reacting to the investigation's results.
My confidence in the thoroughness of the investigation is zero. Bonnie was not a person to mince words, or if she felt bullied, if she felt unheard, unseen, then that's what it was. It's frustrating.
ABC News reached out to the university and Mosley and didn't hear back. In a statement, Mosley said, "Our thoughts and prayers have been and continue to be with Dr. Bailey's family, friends, and our campus community. I am grateful to the Board of Curators for their faith in me and their vote of confidence." Candia Bailey's tragic death, putting a harsh spotlight on the struggles and hurdles that many Black women say they face in higher education and beyond. Social media lighting up.
The suicide of Dr. Antoinette Candia Bailey has me hot. I mean, hot like pissed hot.
With women sharing their reactions.
I see myself and so many of you guys in her.
And their own experiences.
Black women are taught to be strong all the time, and nobody wants to care about our pain. It is literally killing us.
In recent months, some of the most prominent Black women at the highest levels of academia publicly ousted.
Texas A&M has agreed to pay Dr. Kathleen McElroy as part of a settlement agreement.
Harvard President Claudine Gay is stepping down.
Recent data shows Black women account for about 2% of tenured professors in colleges and universities across the country.
Tenure is the highest status that you can achieve at a university. So Black women get hired, but they aren't getting tenure, and they aren't being moved through that process.
That uphill battle, something Candia Bailey was aware of. After graduating from Lincoln University in 1998, the Chicago native spent more than 20 years climbing the ladder of academia. Here she is in 2016 at a thesis competition at North Carolina A&T State University.
Attempts need to be addressed to look at how African American women can increase and advance in higher education. These factors also link to being treated like the help, the outsider within, keeping them away from the table.
I love the orange because, it's kind of vibrant like her personality.
LaDonna Flanagan is Candia Bailey's aunt.
Bonnie was a very caring and kind, selfless person. She loved very hard, and I know that's why so many people loved and gravitated to her.
When she got hired by Lincoln University, it was a dream come true.
Basically captured the heart of our relationship, which was always laughing.
Omega Tillman and Candia Bailey were sorority sisters.
When she got the interview, she sent us this text message like, "I'm trying to get the VP job, and I really, really need you to pray because I really want this."
But the sweet dream soon soured. After 9 months on the job, Candia Bailey was terminated. 5 days later, the 49-year-old died by suicide, leaving behind a scathing note where friends say she alleged being bullied at work.
Basically says, "You intentionally harassed and bullied me and got satisfaction from sitting back to determine how you would ensure I failed as an employee." I absolutely feel like she felt like she had to be Superwoman. She had in her mind, I've got to make sure that I don't fail, because I feel like that's what they're expecting.
Pressures Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Nicole Hannah-Jones knows all too well.
It's a struggle to be respected. It's a struggle to be heard. There's so many obstacles, and often the higher you ascend, the lonelier it gets.
Hannah-Jones made headlines for initially being denied tenure at the University of North Carolina's journalism school, her alma mater, in 2021. After some university board members reportedly opposed her appointment because of her involvement with her award-winning 1619 project, which chronicled the history of Black Americans.
You can play the game, and then they'll just change the rules of the game on you. So that is the frustration that so many Black women have. Even when we have tried to make ourselves undeniable, in the end, we can be denied, and it has nothing to do with our work ethic, our ambition, or our talent.
the New York Times journalist ended up taking a tenure position at Howard University, an HBCU.
We're talking about academia, but more broadly, do you think that there is more work to be done in corporate America, in just America, to make it where Black women can not only be, but thrive?
These conversations are not about handouts. They're not about giving Black women something that they don't have the ability to earn on themselves. It's simply about being fair and allowing Black women to live up to their full potential so that our entire society can benefit.
Everybody experiences stress related to employment, but study after study after study has shown that Black women specifically experience disproportionate amounts of stress.
Clinical psychologist Inger Burnett Ziegler studies the mental health of Black women. According to the CDC, Black and other women of color tend to be evaluated more harshly than men and white women as they navigate harmful stereotypes at work.
The stereotype of the angry Black woman, the stereotype of the strong Black woman, the stereotype of the hypersexual Black women.
All this, experts say, can lead some Black women to face mental health struggles.
The number one thing that I believe Black women can do to protect their mental health is establish very clear boundaries. Being a strong Black woman can come with taking on too much, feeling like you just can't take it anymore. And often we don't recognize it until it's gone too far.
Meanwhile, the next generation of Black women academics are forging their own community. Ijama Kola is a history professor at the University of Notre Dame. She founded Cohort Sisters 4 years ago.
So that's where Cohort Sisters really came in. This idea that we're not alone. We have one another. We have this community, this rich community of doctoral scholars that we can lean on and that we can support.
It really had me reflecting on my own experience with mental health and what kind of resources I had access to as a PhD student.
If you are going through something, just post it on the platform. People will encourage you. We might not have an answer, but somebody will say, it's okay, sis. You're gonna be okay. And sometimes that is all you need to hear. It doesn't matter if there are more of us with doctoral degrees if we are not well, if we don't have the internal capacity to navigate the spaces that we're in, but also if we don't work to systematically change the culture of the environments that we inhabit.
Back in Missouri, Lincoln University acknowledging that there is more work to be done, writing in a statement, "This tragedy has forced us to grapple more fully with issues facing Lincoln and our individual students and employees, ranging from mental health support to employee work and relationships."
What do you think justice looks like for Dr. Candia Bailey?
I don't think it's possible. What we can do, though, is to try to create an environment where we don't have to have what happened to Dr. Bailey anymore.
For those who knew and loved Candia Bailey, they're calling on change in her memory.
I'm hoping that response would lead to a larger conversation around the country because so many women may be suffering.
If you or anyone you know is struggling with thoughts of suicide, free confidential help is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call or text the National Lifeline at 988. Our thanks to Janae for that report.
Whew. I know it was a lot, y'all. When I came across that story, it was the first time I heard of it. But it's a real thing that happens all the time. The workplace it's a lot. I think they say that the lowest people on the totem pole are women, and even lower than the woman is a Black woman. And it's very sad that we're in 2024 and this situation is real, it exists, and that, this young lady, the breaking point, she couldn't take it. And may she rest in peace, and may justice find its way out there in Missouri at that university. And blessings to all the people who are in that fight and still in it and who deal with it in the workplace. I'll keep it short and say, I know what it's like. I'll give everybody 60 seconds if they want it. If you want to say something about this story, Leo.
Absolutely, Diva. I was aware of this story. It was tragic to me. Academia is another beast all within itself for Black women. You go into a room and they think you're a token or a quota baby, or you hadn't earned the right to be there, and your voice is not most likely, but sometimes not valued and appreciated. And I would say to all the women that gather together in academia as well and support each other as well as in corporate, we support each other here with our jobs. We need to continually support each other at the very basic level dealing with these jobs, because in many spaces, it is assumed that we gonna take it on the chin and keep on working and going. And the background is the result of this particular professor. She unalived herself.
Yeah.
So this thing and this stress and this pressure working in this work life is a real thing for us. So I really encourage people to reach out to your friend group, reach out to your family, reach out to the number that they always suggest on these things, and keep on putting your foot forward and striving, and don't let it be the catalyst for you to do something destructive to yourself.
Yes.
Don't let it be the catalyst. Keep on striving, but also reach out. Don't suffer in silence, because at the end of the day, deep down, really, we all struggling in this thing. We all struggling in this thing. So we got to reach out to each other, hold each other up, and support each other. That's all I got, Diva. I'm going to get off the line.
I appreciate you. Maybe I can find an expert in this situation on how to deal with work, because a lot goes on that breaks people's souls at these jobs. I don't care if it's Target, Walmart, corporate, souls are being broken at these jobs. You're getting passed over for a raise, you're getting passed over for a promotion. They got you working like a whole runaway slave and then don't want to acknowledge the work that you're doing. They minimize you. It's breaking people's souls. Felicia, you're up.
Diva, thank you so much for doing this piece. And it comes as a big surprise. I have been in the American workplace for over 45 years. I've had numerous jobs, but they've always been in administrative jobs. Okay. So I'm a foot soldier. I'm on the ground. I'm not in academia. I'm not their executive corporate level, those kinds of positions, but I'm in there. And all too often, I, as a Black woman, have had to endure bullying and harassment at work.
Oh my God.
And I've got to say, and I will say, the majority of times, it has been folks with brown and Black skin that look like mine.
Come on now, Black on Black crime. That's what I call it. That's what I call it. I know you do. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And it is even a greater problem. I'm not diminishing what happened to Dr. Bonnie, because she said it was her, the school president, a male. But I have had where it's predominantly the female, and the clash has come from values. Now I'm talking to my sisters in the middle row and in the back row there, okay? because I know many of you are much younger than I, and you think a lot of these people are your friends. They're not your friends.
Come on, talk tonight. Talk tonight.
You want to believe that the manager thinks you the coolest thing, and she remind me of Auntie. Hell no, she ain't. You think the co-worker that welcomed you, that said, hey, let's go out for a Starbucks, girl, so I could tell you all about the place. Come
on now, talk to the people, Felicia. Come on.
So I have been working, and I have done so successfully. And let me tell you why, because I have told you all many times I have children. And I wasn't going to allow any of these people to deny my children shelter, deny my children a quality education, or to deny my children a happy home. So I had to strategically figure out how I was going to survive these vipers and these vultures and these mini assassins, because that's who they are.
Yes.
But they come looking like maybe your first cousin.
Maybe
even a sibling.
Yes.
But their hearts are not there with you. So let me tell you what I do. I'm not telling you to do it. To my youngest sisters in the second and third row, I'm going to tell you what I do. When I get to the workplace, I don't care where I'm working, first thing I do is I pull out Isaiah 41:10.
Come on, talk.
Yes, I do. It's printed out on a big piece of paper right there up on the keyboard there. Yes, it is. Yes. And then I read Psalm 91. And when things get really heated, I throw in Isaiah 54:17. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. And then I finish it off with Ephesians 6:10 through 18. The full armor of God. And I keep my workspace prayed up, and I keep my mouth shut. It hasn't stopped those from coming for me, because they're still coming.
Come on now.
But I'm armored up.
Yes.
I'm clear-headed, and I don't engage.
Amen.
Because the first thing they want to do is engage you in some BS. And we know what the code word is for 2024. Oh, I'm uncomfortable.
Come on now. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. Well, what is it? Somebody talk to me. Why is so-and-so uncomfortable? I'm clean. I'm bathed. I wear clean clothes. I take good care of my hair. I'm well manicured. I speak kindly to people. I say good morning and good evening, but I don't get into the minutia. What's the problem? The problem is, for many, is you don't get in the gutter with the garbage.
Come on now. Woo!
So you keep doing your good work. You keep building up your skill set. I don't care what industry you're in. As David said, I don't care if you're in the Target, the Walmart, in the Netflix, or if you're working for Yahoo. I don't care where it is. You keep that skill set strong, and you keep it transferable.
Yeah.
And when you hit that point where, I really can't manage this no more, and you put in the complaint, you also update your resume. Where do you update it at? You update it at Resume Bootcamp. And after you move along, know that in your next place, you may very likely experience it again, but make sure you're fairly compensated. Don't be out here like these celebrity adjacent employees that don't get paid. This is what I'm always talking about. Make sure you're being compensated for your labor.
Yes.
And then you say, well, all right, I dealt with it a little bit here too. What made it successful the last time when I made my transition? And you don't let them come after your confidence, and you don't let them come after your spirit, and you don't let them have you out here on these streets without a stream of income. And when it gets to the place where they have really gone out of bounds, because they got me in a different space here tonight, sometimes you got to go to law enforcement.
Yeah, come on now.
And then after that, you got to go to the court. So what do you got to do? Document. And to the righteous, the win and the victory will be yours.
Amen. 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 Oh my gosh. Savannah, you're up.
Diva, I'm not following that. I am good. I am too busy over here smiling and giving a toast to Miss Felicia. Amen.
I appreciate you. Yeah, amen. I'm sorry. 1 second. E, you're up.
I agree with Miss Felicia. 2 snaps in the twirl, boo-boo.
2 snaps in a 12. Yeah, they tell you talk that word, Felicia. I appreciate you because these jobs are breaking people's souls and it's not right and it's not fair. And some of these people they have in upper management shouldn't even be working on the job, let alone be in upper management. Julius, you're up.
I echo what Miss Felicia has said, and I third the eyes her comments. I agree with her wholeheartedly.
Yeah, thank you. Tay, you up?
I want to toast Miss Felicia. Let me put my carrot on. Here you go, Miss Felicia. A toast to you, Miss Felicia. Because I love you, Miss Felicia, and you always get the words of advice that we need, Felicia, and we love you dearly. I will give you a big hug. There you go, Felicia. Love you.
Thank you, Tay. Appreciate you. Wayne, you're up.
I just want to say rest in peace, my sister.
Yeah, rest in peace. Katrina, you're up.
Go ahead, my girl Felicia. I just don't forget I told you about 35 and 59 now. Psalms 35, Psalm 59. Read those two to pray against your enemies. And I wish that woman would have had, well, that young black lady would have had reached out to somebody, before she unalived herself. And by her being bullied, that's a sad situation. And then he's still working there. All we can say, like Wayne, rest in peace. May your soul be light. That's it.
Yeah, thank you. Emmanuel, you're up.
I agree with everyone. Rest in peace. Heartbreaking story. But thank you for bringing awareness, Diva, and everyone. Just be nice. Just be nice. Like, or even if you don't want to be nice, just don't bully people. Like, there's no reason for that. That's all.
Yeah. You are right. Sometimes upper management are the ones causing the division. We can have this is a very touchy but passionate subject for me. We can have a whole just live about this situation and perhaps try to help people navigate through it because everybody pretty much needs their job. I don't see anybody really working 40 hours plus and they don't need their job and their check. And you have studied, she had a doctorate. Her doctorate. First of all, the study ain't easy and the bill is not cheap. So you went through all of that, then you get there and they still want to try to play you out. It's very sad what we go through. And if I tell you when I went through the nursing school, I tell people over and over again, I would never do it again. Never do it again. It was the most racist experience I had in my life. I could still remember some of the words some of those professors said to me. And even working in a hospital, the people would be like, "Where's my nurse?" And you have your tag on and everything saying who you are. It's a sad world when just because our skin is brown, like we get treated like we're less than human. So sad. Then these reviews that they give you at these jobs, they keep moving the bar. The bar keeps moving. They say if you do XYZ, we're going to give you this rating and this raise. You do that and above, and then they find one little thing to say, well, it still wasn't good enough. This world is crazy when it comes to certain things. It's so heartbreaking to hear that. You got a group of individuals, these educators, that got to make a special group so that we can help you stay uplifted within this profession. Sad. Very sad. They like text it, put it in a group, but at least they have a nice support system. But we definitely can have a whole conversation about work, about your worth, and about how some of these jobs, they try to break your soul. But don't let them break you. We'll have a whole nother thing. Like Felicia says, stay prayed up. Stay prayed up. And it's not that the warfare is not going to come just because you pray, but you will definitely be able to deal with it better. Before I turn on anything to work, I get the prayers out. Because the warfare is coming. I had one job. I said, okay, what are y'all trying to do? Use me as a guinea pig? We need about 8 people to do this job. We got 2. Like, it don't make sense. But I'm sorry, y'all. This is because I will go on and on. I'm gonna cut it off here. You know, like I said, I usually do a feel-good story, but I think that was something we needed to see. I appreciate you being here. If you didn't hit the like button coming in, hit the like button on the way out. I'm praying for all of y'all. If you're in this workforce and you work this work world, don't let them break you. Don't let them take your soul. Don't lose your livelihood. I know some people that just didn't even have a job and they was like, I'm quitting. But then it took them a long time to find a job and they went into financial ruins. I said, no, don't let them break you. Don't let them break you. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Good night and goodbye, everybody.
Do not. Oh, my bad.